Got to remember how to do this. It's been a long time now.
Thursday Thunder.
Yes.
We're back.
We are.
Far out.
Yes.
What the last 6
weeks? Yeah, it's been
I think we've done one in 6 weeks.
We've had a lot on.
Yeah. Yeah. So we apologise for that, but we have had a lot on. We have had a lot on business-wise, personally, everything. It's just the days we were meant to film, we couldn't. There's just been a lot going on. So, but the business has still been going, everything's been going, but we just literally have not been able to fit in
nothing at all.
A filming session.
It's been very hard.
And even when we did try, something else went totally up the creek and we couldn't do it. So yeah. So hopefully we're back.
Yes. But I guess the good thing about not doing it for so long, we got a lot to talk about in terms of Supps.
Wow.
Sort of.
There's been a lot going on. So we ran the ICN, which was a massive day.
I forgot about that actually.
Yeah. So that's coming up to 3 weeks already this weekend.
Yeah, it's been quick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was a big day. But it was a good show. It ran really well. It ran on time. We finished actually a little bit of ahead of time.
We finished at like 6:30. It was fairly early, which is considering last time we got out like 9 o'clock. And
that's right.
Yeah, wow.
And so the standard was phenomenal.
It was great. It's
Aaron Wilson again. This guy really, the Adelaide Classic is his show.
He's just the most consistent person I've seen in terms of competing. Just constantly shredded, which is awesome.
Crazy. And still maintaining good size.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. And he's now got that grainy, hard look to his muscles.
Yes.
Which just comes with consistent years of training. But also lots of potential future stars. Matt Gladman.
Yep, Matt Gladman. Jesse.
Yep. Oh man, these guys, they are going to be future stars, and I hope they keep their head on. I hope you know where I'm going with this.
Yep.
But yeah, I hope they keep their head on, and because they can be great natural champions. So just don't get sucked in.
Yeah, don't take the easy route right off the bat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, keep going because man, they were good. IFBB Nationals were on the weekend.
Yes.
That was. Did you watch any of it?
I watched the small segments of it that I could.
Yeah. I watched the bodybuilding in the morning because there was a few people that obviously knew in it. But you got to say massive congratulations to David Fideli.
Well done. Yeah.
Yeah. So this guy David competed for the first time ever in Adelaide, won the super heavyweights.
Yes.
And this guy is like 110 kilos. He's a monster.
120 kilos. He's a big
then
boy.
went on to the Nationals and he won the heavyweight Australian title. And I'd say just missed out on the overall.
Yeah.
So not bad for his second shot.
Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. He's got people he's on that radar now. So
that's right.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see. I hope he can keep going on. But yeah, it was interesting that someone's gone to that level of physique, and then I'll compete now.
Yeah. Oh, I won. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, well done. It was a big show, from what I saw.
Looks like a very good show.
Good stacked classes. So well done to everyone. We'll go on to a few other bits, but let's just do a little bit of shop talk first. So, all right. First up, we got the Disorder. One of our favourite pre-workouts, our best-selling pre-workout, still has been the best-selling one, I'd say, for 2 years now.
About
easily.
2 years,
easily. They have introduced a 25 serve. So you got the 50 serve for $69.95. This is a 25 serve for $44.95. Only comes in 6 flavours. So it comes in the candy bomb, the grape, the passion fruit, watermelon, raspberry, and the vanilla cola.
Oh, good flavour choices. That's really good. I like that.
So that is their most popular flavour. So they've just released it that. Knowing what Faction Labs do, I can't see that they're most probably not going to bring out the other
46 flavours.
Yeah. What have they got? 73 flavours?
Something like that. Yeah. 92 now.
So now on to 107 flavours.
Cool.
So that's available now in stock. So it's a 25 serve. Exactly the same formula, just 25 serves. Flame On. Now this is the one we've spoken about this before. This is the one you had a hand in.
Yes, it is.
And right up there still is one of my favourite pre's because I tried this new flavour and Even Ari yesterday said he used it, and he came
did.
back and said, this is a good pre-workout.
Yeah, I mean, it does what it needs to. I haven't tried the new flavour yet, so I'll be trying it today.
Yeah. So they've come out with a new flavour, which is a red mango. I've used it now pretty much for the last week and a half since we've had it. Doesn't taste like mango. I'll put that straight out there. Doesn't taste like mango. It's more like a red raspberry to me.
All right.
Yeah, Ari agreed, you know. But kudos for trying.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take away that this is a great pre-workout. You know, it's just everything just seems to be in a good blend.
It is.
So you got your citrulline, 5 grams of citrulline, beta-alanine, 2 grams, enough to just give you a little bit of tingles. Nothing like sends you scratching mad. Creatine HCl, sodium bicarbonate. That's an interesting addition because it causes it to be a little bit effervescent.
Yeah. Mouthfeel.
Acetyl-carnitine, arginine, theanine, betaine. So look, caffeine at 250 milligrams, but then you've got your green coffee at 130 milligrams as well. So you're looking at about 380.
Give or take,
of caffeine. But it's good. It just makes you feel good on it, and you feel good for ages, no crash. So if you're looking to try something new, try Flame On. Legit Turk. So we're going on the Turkestrone. More and more companies are coming out, and what's good about it is the price is coming down. So this is another one by our friends from Legit Supplements Australia. They've come out with their Legit Turk. It's just a 500 milligrams of Turkestrone.
Yeah, it's one straight ingredient.
Yeah, exactly right. These people are ringing me every 3 hours from Sydney.
Okay.
Yeah, but then when you answer the phone, you know, it stops and then starts ringing in an overseas country. Anyway, so Legit Turk, $89.95. It's a 1 month supply, so 60 caps, 2 a day for 1,000 milligrams. We'll talk about Turkestrone a little bit later in this video because it's starting to get some traction now.
Yeah, it's starting to get a lot of traction. We have people asking for it.
So we've got this, we've got the Elite Turk, which is virtually the same, and we've got the Dark Mass, which is more of a test booster with Turkestrone. That's available now, so $89.95. All right, Red Dragon Fuel Aminos. We've talked about them before. They have got now 2 new flavours, which is a Granny Smith.
Yeah, and this is Blue Clouds.
Now I've tried the Granny Smith, and it is one of the best apple flavours.
It is very.
It's not like a sour apple.
It's a sweet green apple.
Yeah. No, some of them are like this sour apple. No,
a little bit of tartness to it.
Very nice, very easy to drink. Now the other exciting news is that they've come out with a 90 serve.
Yeah. So I didn't tell you this before that. Way back when Extend used to have the 90s, they probably still have the 90 serves, but you'd get a huge thing of aminos like this, and it's the first time I've seen a size like this in that long. It's hit me in a little right in the nostalgia feels.
Yeah, so most aminos are in a 30 serve. You know? So the Red Dragon have got the 30 serve in the 6 flavours, and that's $59.95. This is the 90 serve, also in all 6 flavours, for $119.95.
Yeah, so you said before, you get 3 times the serve, so just over double.
Well, virtually double. 59, 120. So you are getting, when you buy this, you're getting 30 serves for free, basically.
Perfect. Look at that. That's great.
Available in all the flavours. Check out the new flavours, Granny Smith and Blue Clouds, which is a blue raspberry. Next month, we're going to do a big comprehensive. We're going to have some good deals on Red Dragon products. One of our favourite Australian companies. They've got some really good products, so we'll do a big full feature video next week, and we're going to make some stacks. There's some giveaways they've given us to give away with them, etc. So all will be revealed next week.
Awesome.
All right, that's about it for shop talk. Otherwise, there's nothing else new. No, we've got nothing new coming in. Everything's pretty much restocked. Protein prices seem to have stabilised.
They have, which is good.
Amino energies are really hard to get at the moment. We've got 3 flavours coming in stock either tomorrow. Tomorrow I'd say, here at the gym and at the shop.
Awesome.
But all the other flavours are going to start trickling in again in the next 2 weeks. Our OxyShred drinks are starting to move really well.
They're moving well.
We've got a restock coming of those hopefully tomorrow.
They're selling 1 for 1 now here at the gym. Yeah, quite easily.
Yeah, it's pretty much this and the OxyShred drinks that are much.
And OxyShred, more of drinking the OxyShred ones. I think some OxyShred flavors might be sweeter than the amino energy counterparts. Like you can try the peach one in the OxyShred, then you find the peach one in the amino energy. The OxyShred one's a bit sweeter.
Yeah, I think the inclusion of things like carnitine and everything is going to be hard to
mask.
That changes the flavor component.
Of course it does.
But they're still really delicious. Now, we've spoke about Turk.
We have.
And how I've been having really good results. Now, we've had lots of customers starting to get onto Turk bandwagon, and they're saying the same thing about how it's really good for strength gains, and that's what I've noticed. Also noticed things like little body niggles and pains and aches have disappeared. Feeling really good. But people have been asking me how I include Turk into my supplement regime.
Yep.
Now, I'll just show you. This is my sort of
general health
and well-being supplement stack. I've still got my protein powder that I use. I still use amino acids when I train, and I use a pre-workout every now and then. Cool. So I'm not going to put that here because I pretty much use whatever's on hand here at the gym. I'll use a different protein powder. I'll use a different pre-workout. I mix them all up. And same with the aminos. Now, currently we've got some of the Granny Smith. I've been using that. Try it out. So, but this is what is my morning and afternoon, evening supplement ritual, and it's more based around health and well-being.
Okay. All right. Well then.
So, all right. So in the morning, my morning stack is Vitality Switch. Which is a greens formula.
Yes.
Now, every time I run out, I use a different one. Before I use this. Ran out, I used the Red Dragon greens.
Yes,
And when we have the chocolate greens in stock, I tend to use those.
Yeah, that's my favourite.
They should be in stock in the next week or two as well. So, a greens formula, primal test, 2 capsules, some NAC, N-acetylcarnitine. Cysteine. Now, that's an anti-inflammatory, a good antioxidant. And since putting this into my stack, I've noticed the same thing, like inflammation and pain. You know, those muscle aches and pains and joint pains have greatly diminished. And then obviously...
Yes, of course, the Turk.
Yeah, so one Turk in the morning. So 2 primal tests, 1 Turk, a scoop of NAC, a scoop of greens. I have that in the morning. So basically, at night time, and vitamin D, which I have.
Of course, So
vitamin D.
2,000 milligrams, I'm assuming. 1 or 2 tabs.
I use.
Yeah.
So I take 1,000 IUs in the morning and 1,000 IUs at night. So, so that's the morning stack. So for the nighttime stack, I pretty much change it to that. So I've got my primal test again, 2 capsules. 1 capsule of turkestrone, and then three capsules of adrenal switch. Knocks me out within 20 minutes, out like a light, really good night's sleep. Now again, this I'll alternate between Premabolic Restore or sometimes the adrenal switch powder.
Yeah, so you wouldn't necessarily go something along the lines of a sleep formula. No. You're always going more towards cortisol regulation because there is a big difference between the two. Because people do think, I'll buy what's the Axe and Sledge one we have? Sweet Dreams or Dream Time. That's not necessarily a cortisol regulator. It's just a one to lull you to sleep.
But I think that's the first thing you need to get is your cortisol getting check.
Getting into proper hormonal regulation.
So you want your cortisol to be high in the morning. That's what wakes you up, and you want your cortisol to be low at night. Now, training stress, mental stress.
Everything
adrenal fatigue
everything
can mess your cortisol up where it's actually opposite.
High at night,
low in the morning. So you have trouble waking up, you feel drowsy, you feel tired a lot of the morning. Then when you go to bed at night, you're just lying there with your eyes open.
And then you've got the people who are wired to get to sleep, but when they get to sleep they wake up very easily, and then the other people who are they fall asleep, takes a long time, they knock out very quickly, then wake up slowly. So that's the sort of a sign of being high cortisol or low cortisol. You want it to be hormonally balanced, which is why it's good to use something like Adrenal Switch, like Restore.
Yep.
Using it N-acetylcysteine in your stack as well to help with cortisol regulation as well.
That's right.
I mean, mineral and nutrient deficiencies are a stressor in themselves.
Yep.
So why not use what you can just have available in case you don't have it?
Yeah.
Just filling holes in your armor.
Now, this stack I have found now, and I've been on it for 6 months. This is really optimal. I feel good. I'm healthy. I still haven't had COVID.
Yep.
Which is amazing. Like both of us.
Yeah, it's great.
It's amazing. I still haven't had it that I know of. Well, you don't know these days, you know, because some people won't get nothing, others will get really sick. But I haven't even had a cold or a flu since before COVID. Nothing.
There you go.
So I have found that this stack is really good in terms of I feel great, I feel vibrant, I feel healthy, I feel strong.
Yep.
Functioning 100%, which is really good. Now that puts me into another, you know, related to this is I think people nowadays, they're not looking at supplements for health that much.
No, it's just looking at supplements to become jacked.
Yeah, exactly right.
Well, that's the way it's always been in some ways.
Which is good, but I think, especially in light of what's been happening in the Pro League now and everything with the Cedric McMillan now passing away.
Well. Yep.
That's something else we can talk about in a minute. I think people, you need to start looking after your health as well. You know? Not just performing in the gym. Performing in the gym is great, but you want to then perform outside the gym. You want to perform in the bedroom.
Yeah.
You know? You want to have everything working optimally. You know? And then all of that will turn into performance in the gym.
Exactly. It's like if you're generally living your best life as well as you can, like as healthily as you can, you better believe it's going to transfer over to the weight room where you can do more work, you can recover better. You can't just go chucking 10,000 different things in your body and hoping for the best, especially if your general health and well-being is lacking. A lot of people are nutrient deficient, they're vitamin D deficient, iron deficient, magnesium deficient, everything. Like the biggest one I think would have to be just overall micronutrient deficiencies overall in daily diet, because it's so easily accessible to get ready-made meals for you.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I just think people need to take a bit more control of what goes into their body, and their whole way of life will be impacted as well.
That's right.
Yeah, you feel great going into work, you're gonna have a good day.
Yeah.
You feel like trash going to work, it can reverberate to everyone else, and then, look after yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, and then get massive.
Exactly right. Now that also then boils on to the second mistake, and both of these I talked about health. These can be intertwined or even be just the priority, and I think that's sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep is a massive, if you get your sleep under control, and most people have shit sleep. I get all the time people come up to me and, I've got no energy. And the first thing I ask, what's your sleep like? Oh, it's pretty shit, you know, I don't get it. You know, get your sleep under control. Once I made the conscious decision again over 6 months ago when I got the Aura Ring, which really is a sleep tracking device, and I saw how I was performing in my sleep, I made a conscious effort to get my sleep under control. And now what I do, and one of the first things I think is really important, I think you should have a set bedtime and a set get up. And I pretty much 7 days a week, I go to bed at the same time and I get up at the same time.
Yeah, I try doing that. It's just we have this rooster that's right behind our house.
Yeah, you're going to have a baby soon.
Oh my God, it's going to be great. So
you are totally out of the equation.
Cool.
With
I was just going to sit in the corner there.
Yeah, but I think once you get into that set pattern of sleep, going to bed at the same time, and then getting up at the same time, that helps with getting your cortisol into the right function as well.
Yeah.
Now, I know people are going to say, oh yeah, but I shift work. Yep, totally different topic again. But if you aren't a shift worker, etc., try to do that as your first habit. And getting some sort of adrenal formula, taking it, say you want to go, I'm going to go to bed every night at 10 o'clock. So 9:30, start taking an adrenal formula just to help calm down, relax, and get yourself body ready for sleep. And then set your alarm for 6 a.m. and get up at 6 a.m. every day. I get up every single day. My alarm goes off at 5:55. Every day, 7 days a week. Even if I've had a late night, I'll still get up at 5:55.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that has made a massive difference. And I now average 8.5 hours sleep a night.
Yeah, I struggle to get 8 hours, but I've got a whole bunch of external circumstances that go in with that. But I've gone to the point now where my body just wakes me up at 5:30.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what day of the week it is.
Now. I wake up now, even though I have, my watch alarm is set. I generally will wake up 1 or 2 minutes before it goes off. I've just gotten into that pattern and habit now, and by 9 o'clock at night, I'm sitting there like I'm ready to go to bed. And usually at 9:30, call me an old man or weird, but we go to bed. And the massive difference it has made, and the difference sleep makes, again, in your performance in the gym, in the bedroom, everywhere, is huge. And even with fat loss, it's been well documented that if your sleep is terrible, you're going to struggle to lose body fat.
Yes, that's exactly correct.
So work on that. Now, just going on, I'd like to welcome back Tim Rogers, the fighter. He's back on our team.
Good.
Tim had a little bit of a hiatus. He had a few injuries, etc.
His eye.
His eye fell out of his socket just about.
Yeah, it's fine.
But Tim is making a comeback, so he approached me a couple of weeks ago, wanted to come back on board, and I welcomed him with open arms. I brought him into the shop. We spoke a little bit about what's happening. Now, Tim's problem is that he trains at 200%. He goes like an animal. He went from 0 to 200%, started training to the point where even his coaches were saying, slow down, Tim, but just the way he is. And the first thing he told me was that, my sleep is just terrible. And I straight away put him on to a good hormonal stack, and then your adrenal product. And I messaged him yesterday, and he said it's so good that he has now, and told him the same thing, get into a sleep pattern, and he reckons he's performing so much better, recovering 100% better, and getting a decent night's sleep.
There you go.
If you're an athlete, that really should be your number one priority.
Yeah, your recovery.
Yeah, that's it. Before we touch off, Cedric McMillan passed.
Yes, he did.
That was another one that was a big shock.
Bit of a blind side there.
He did have some heart issues last year.
Yeah,
Remember, he was in hospital.
Yep.
And he put up that video where he thought he was going to die in hospital, which was really ironic and sad.
Breathing like.
Yeah, and he was having some heart issues. All that came out was that he died of a heart attack. Now a lot of people approached me again, as I got a few messages. Oh, Kim, what do you think of all these pros dying? What's going on? And there's a lot of talk about it. But then when I started thinking about it, it's been going on for years. Like people were saying, oh, nobody died in the 80s and 90s. Hang on, yes, they did. NASA died. Paul DeMeo. There was a whole heap of those stars, even back then. Were still falling off the perch. And I think in terms of any sport, or, I'm sure there's athletes in football dying and in soccer dying and in whatever as well.
Cricket.
And I know these guys take it to the extreme. But really, when I started thinking back on it and looking back on it, saying that this has been an issue in the professional bodybuilding since the 80s. If anything, one issue, and Fuad Abiad brought this up, and I agree, is that I don't think it's their supplemental use that's really killing them. I think what's killing them is that these guys now get up to 300, 320 pounds, 150, 160 kilos off season. And then they're training, they're deadlifting 350, 320, like just training like animals. I think that's where the damage is done. Whereas back in the 80s, the bodybuilders used to stay in pretty much good condition all year round because they competed a number of times. Nowadays, the modern professional bodybuilder competes once, then goes into this off-season phase where they get up to 150 plus kilos, eating 8,000 calories a day, training like animals. Now that has got to put stress on your system.
It does. But
I say more so than the drugs. Then they cut right back down to 4%. You know,
Well,
I think maybe they should look at their off season and think, well, you don't need to get up to 320
yeah,
pounds.
I can eat 4,500 calories a day, still train like an animal, and make slower progress, but therefore increase my longevity because I'm not going to put my internal system
Ronnie
under so much
Coleman, when he
stress.
came here, when I went out to dinner with Ronnie Coleman, he came here like literally 1 week after the Olympics.
Yeah.
He was still in contest condition. Wayne, he said about 290 odd pounds. And we went to a restaurant and there was like a lot of steps to go up. And Ronnie did a big detour to go up the ramp. And when he sat down at the table, puffing and panting, he goes, 300 pounds at 4% body fat is the same as 300 pounds at 40% body fat.
It's still 300 pounds.
Still 300 pounds, and that stuck with me forever.
And guess what's more metabolically active?
Yeah.
Muscle. No.
That's right.
Poor little heart.
So,
poor
look,
gigantic heart.
I don't know what the reason is. Nobody really seems to be picking up, but this seems to be a common denominator.
It has to be a combination of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one feeds the other.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it just comes down to me like a patience thing. Like maybe I don't need to get as big as I can within the next 6 months and then have to do a show and put on 4 kilos of mass. Maybe it's better for me to take maybe 3-4 years off. But if they're a professional bodybuilder and that's their job,
That's right.
It's hard. There's got to be a happy medium where people can live for live longer, and companies can also still pay these guys to promote, to do their shows.
Back in the 80s and 90s, these guys stayed in pretty good nick because the guest posing scene was so vibrant for them. Because people wanted to see these bodybuilders in person. Nowadays, because of social media, these guys are on social media all the time. So the normal bodybuilders like us, everyone, we're pretty blasé to them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
We're not going to flock out to a show to watch them guest pose. Whereas back in the 80s and 90s, there was no social media, there was no online presence.
Yeah.
So these guys were all really enigmas. They were a mystery. And if someone came to your contest, you'd go there just to watch them guest pose because, oh my God, I've never seen anyone so huge. Now, these guys don't do that. They don't have hardly any guest posing anymore because the guest poses don't bring people to the shows anymore because they're used to seeing them day in, day out on social media. They're putting up videos, they're putting up pictures, they're putting up film of themselves. So there's no reason for them to stay in good shape. So let's get massive. Let's get up to 150, 160 kilos, and put some size on. But I just don't think that is good for your heart.
Yeah, there's got to be a happy median line.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my take, our take.
Yep.
I don't think the IFBB will do anything about it.
No.
And I don't think it's up to the IFBB to do anything about it.
No, it's up to the athletes.
Yeah.
It's up to...
But the argument there is, well, we could go on about this all the time. The argument is there all the time. It's like Formula One. Formula One evolved, putting safety measures in place. Like Formula One, dangerous sport.
Yep.
Back in the 60s, 70s, it was a deadly sport. Every year drivers were dying, and the cars kept evolving, safety features kept evolving to the point where you can now have a full-on crash at 350 kilometers an hour and walk away.
Yeah.
That's a testament to the safety features that have been put in by the governing body. I can't see how in professional bodybuilding any safety measures can be put in, except maybe, and this is another thing that Fuad brought up.
It would have to be more like something like weight cutoffs.
Well, he put in a height weight cap, like there is in classic now, but bring that to bodybuilding.
Yeah, so if someone's like, I'm too big for it, I have to size down.
You have to downsize. That
really, would be better.
That most probably, out of everything they've been speaking about, would be the only thing that would maybe work.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot you could talk about that. You could keep going on forever.
Ever.
But anyway, let's some of our takes. Anyway, thanks everyone for tuning in. We're going to be more consistent now. Everything is slowly getting back to a little bit of normality.
Yep.
Until you have your baby. How long is that away?
July, mid-July.
So how many weeks? 10?
It's about 12 weeks.
12 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great.
All right. Thanks everyone. As per normal, this episode is brought to you by Australian Muscle, Australian Muscle the gym, and Australian Muscle online.
Yep, with free Australia-wide delivery.
Still got free Australia-wide delivery. Thanks guys. Thanks for tuning in. You got any questions, hit us up on our socials.
Yep.
And we'll get back to you next week.
Alrighty.
Bye.
Ta-ta.